touring since I was 16. I'm gonna go to second grade and I'm gonna tell him I can't do this with Brooke. I can't do it with someone yelling at me. I can't have nobody was fucking yelling at you. I made a joke about your tour. Brooke, I called you and you were yelling at me about the money. Also, all day in my mood, you have been kind of picking at me.
Here's where the mask falls off. Tana Mongeau just got exposed in the most brutal way possible, and she didn't see it coming. On stage, surrounded by fans, lights, and cameras, she gave the green light to a clip that would change everything. A leaked tour video, an unfiltered fight, and a crowd that turned on her, mid-show. Brooke Schofield stood there silent, but the cheers said it all. In just 7 minutes, a friendship unraveled, a brand cracked in half, and the Queen of Chaos lost control. But this wasn't a PR stunt. This wasn't content. This was war. The footage, now dubbed George Gate, was supposed to be a behind-the-scenes moment from their tour. But instead, it showed something raw, something ugly, something real. Tana rolling her eyes while Brooke begged her to be on time. Tana mocking the schedule while Brooke panicked about the money. Tana weaponizing her power while Brooke was forced to play peacekeeper. And when the video ended, the crowd didn't clap for both of them. They screamed for Brooke, loud, relentless, like they just watched her survive something no one else saw coming. Tana froze. The cheers weren't for her. Not this time. But that's just the beginning. What followed was a spiral of podcast confrontations, cold shoulders, emotional breakdowns, and one passive-aggressive jab after another.
Like, excuse me, how are we surprised? Did y'all forget about the Mindy drama? Did y'all forget when Tana literally got on her full-ass YouTube and made a video exposing Brooke to filth? And then Brooke made a response video and it literally broke the internet? And basically Tana's video was about how she really liked this guy and like they had slept together, and then Brooke went and slept with that same guy and then slept with the man in Tana's house.
Tana's own audience started questioning who she really was. Was she the overworked creative she claimed to be, or the selfish diva Brooke was painting her as? Now the clips are everywhere, the fans are divided, and the brand they built together is cracking in real time. This isn't just a fight between two podcast hosts. It's a total collapse, and it's happening in front of millions. Brace yourself for this one, because the story of Tana Mongeau versus Brooke Schofield, it goes completely off the rails now. It spirals from here. This whole mess started when Tana and Brooke decided to reveal never-before-seen footage from their infamous off-camera fight, what they called George Gate. This wasn't some scripted reality moment. It was raw, tense, and ugly. The moment the video played during their live show, jaws dropped. Tana looked careless. Brooke looked fed up. And the energy in the room? It flipped instantly. But that's just the beginning. Here's where the mask falls off. In the footage, Brooke is nearly in tears, venting about how they're going to lose money if they don't make it to the venue on time. She's been told by managers and tour staff that everything is falling apart, and Tana's nowhere to be found. Tana strolls in late, acting like it's no big deal. She brushes it off, asks Brooke if she's wearing jorts, and makes it clear she doesn't care about call times. And it didn't end there.
Yeah, and they just want to up the youth. It's so bad. It's so crazy.
You know what I saw today?
What?
Which was so crazy. It was like, I mean, maybe it wasn't that crazy, but it's like huge vape store. On the window, it said, student discount, like something like 25% student discount. I'm like, that's horrible.
That's how I know I'm really frontal lobing too, because I'm just like, I'm finally at the point where I'm so mad at myself. We talked about this in an episode, so I'll keep it whatever. But I just, I need to make a lot of decisions for my physical health and mental health and life and future, and I'm just like, geez Louise.
God, I just thought that was so crazy. I'm like, that's like having like a senior discount at the vape store. It's like, what the hell do you mean?
Yeah, and they just like want to up the youth. It's so bad. It's so crazy.
But then everything changed. Brooke drops the real bombshell. Tana's own team had been putting pressure on Brooke behind the scenes. She says she was screamed at by 2 of Tana's managers for 3 hours. Their message was clear. Fix Tana, keep her in line. They made Brooke responsible for Tana's behavior, not just as a co-host, but as her handler. That's when everything unraveled, and it gets even messier. Tana didn't deny it. Instead, she lashed out. She told Brooke to quit, said if she didn't like the way things were going, she should just walk away. The vibe in the room went cold. Fans said it was like watching a boss threaten to fire her employee for speaking up. Tana wasn't just late, she was weaponizing her power. The real chaos starts here. Just wait until you hear this part. The argument turned brutal. Brooke shouted that she was sick of being yelled at, sick of being blamed. She said she didn't sign up to be anyone's babysitter. Tana shot back, saying she was being picked at all day, that Brooke was in a bad mood, and no one could tell the difference between Brooke the friend and Brooke the critic. But that's not all. This next part, straight up wild. Tana started mocking the schedule. She said meet and greet was at 5:30, so she'd be there at 5:30. Simple, but Brooke argued that being late costs real money. Venue fees, missed meet and greets, refunds, staff delays. Tana didn't budge. She doubled down and said, "I'll be there when I'm paid to be there." That's when the crowd started to turn, and it didn't end there. But listen to this. The fight kept spiraling.
I can't choose where it's at. I'm gonna show up and do my job, which is to meet and greet and be on the stage. You meet and greet, you know. I think I hate everyone. I definitely hate you. Yeah. I'm just kidding. I thought this was funny to fight.
The way everyone's like, oh my god, Brooke and Tana are fighting. Brooke and Tana are fighting. Oh my god, I'm so shook.
Brooke accused Tana of always being 3 hours late, of never respecting the crew's time. Tana, in return, said Brooke was emotional and dramatic, calling her a whiny, emotional expletive. Fans were shocked. The woman who made Canceled a hit was now belittling the only person who kept the show structured. And then came the bombshell. The real chaos starts here. When the footage ended, the audience didn't cheer for both of them. They cheered for Brooke, loudly, as if they'd just watched her survive a war. People started posting TikToks with captions like, "Brooke deserves better," and "This is why they never released this before." It made Tana look awful. The George Gate moment wasn't just a tour stop, it was a turning point. And it gets worse. But things were about to explode. After the George Gate backlash, fans thought the dust might settle. But a few weeks later, a new podcast episode dropped, and it lit the fire all over again. The girls were back from a European tour, and instead of coming back stronger, the cracks were even deeper. Brooke mentioned how she, Paige, and BB were sightseeing and filming content. But where was Tana? MIA, or so it seemed. The drama only gets deeper.
The FBI just raided Tana Mongeau's penthouse in Beverly Hills. For months, federal agents had been quietly monitoring her movements, tracking her social media posts while she flaunted luxury handbags, designer heels, and clips from chaotic all-night parties. On the surface, she seemed like just another influencer, famous for her podcast drama, messy relationships, and wild brand deals. But investigators say there was something much bigger going on behind the scenes. According to leaked documents, Tana may have been involved in a complex crypto pump-and-dump scheme. It involved multiple hidden wallets, anonymous transactions, and shady promotional deals disguised as collaborations. The final trigger? A TikTok, now deleted, where she celebrated a sponsored win, wearing a $40,000 Chanel outfit. Hours later, the same coin she promoted tanked, wiping out thousands of small investors. At exactly 6:42 a.m., building security cameras captured federal agents entering with a search warrant. Tana wasn't there, but neighbors recorded everything. Footage shows smashed electronics, luxury packaging being hauled out, and a rumor spreading fast that agents recovered an encrypted phone, possibly tied to secret accounts. Now, TikTok is flooded with edits, reaction videos, and wild theories, and everyone's asking the same question. Was it all just marketing, or something much more serious?
Now here's where it gets insane. Brooke said she wished Tana had joined them more, but her tone? It was loaded. Tana clapped back, saying she was actually working, editing Patreon content, filming her own vlog, and handling emergency team logistics. She said she had to deal with major internal drama while in Ireland. She even broke down and said she was crying all day. Brooke? Still not having it. Here's where the truth hits hard. It didn't end there. Tana was clearly trying to explain herself. She said she felt like she was being punished for working, that when she doesn't do enough, she's lazy. But when she does too much, she's not fun. She even said, "God forbid I watch a Patreon episode in my room." And it landed like a gut punch. Brooke's silence said it all. And then, total chaos. But this next twist? Game-changing. Tana revealed that she spent an entire day organizing flights, handling invoices, making sure the whole team got paid. She wasn't out partying, she was behind the scenes, making the tour happen. And when Brooke mocked her for spending 24 hours in the Paris Mall, Tana snapped back and said, "That's how I reset. That's how I breathe." And the drama only gets deeper. This part left everyone stunned. Fans watching were quick to pick sides, and this time, Tana was the one getting sympathy. One fan wrote, "Tana's literally managing a business, and Brooke wants her to play tourist." Another said, "Brooke can't keep switching up. She either wants Tana focused or fun, but not both."
Brooke Schofield is no longer part of the canceled podcast for what appears to be an indefinite amount of time. Here is everything that we know so far. This is Brooke Schofield. She is a famous influencer who has been in the news a lot this past week after some of her horrific, horrible, racist tweets have resurfaced. Here are just some of them if you want to pause and see them. So Brooke is part of a very popular podcast called Canceled, which she co-hosts with Tana Mongeau. Tana has finally spoken about the situation publicly and has shared what the podcast is going to look like for the time being. First, Tana shared that she personally made the decision for Brooke to not be a part of the podcast. And she shared that she condemns every single tweet that Brooke shared from her past. She also apologized for initially forgiving Brooke in the comments of one of Brooke's apology videos. So for now, it looks like Tana and her assistant Paige are going to be co-hosting the Canceled podcast.
It goes completely off the rails now. Here's where it really explodes. Tana tried to remind Brooke that this isn't just a vacation, it's a job. She talked about juggling Canceled, her own brand, and multiple content streams. Brooke rolled her eyes and threw in passive-aggressive comments. That's when the audience got the ick. Suddenly, the villain wasn't the wild party girl. It was the girl who acted like a friend, but attacked like a rival. That's when everything unraveled. The drama only gets deeper. Brooke kept poking. She accused Tana of choosing not to hang out with them, of skipping the fun stuff. Tana explained she'd already seen those sites. She's been to Paris dozens of times. But Brooke wasn't hearing her. It wasn't about Paris. It was about control. And it didn't end there. And then came the bombshell. Tana looked exhausted. She admitted she was trying to balance everything, and it wasn't working. She apologized multiple times. She even said she loved being with Brooke, that touring with her made the show better. But Brooke, her tone never changed. Cold, dismissive. Fans saw it too. One comment read, "Brooke acts like she's fighting for the friendship, but she's really fighting for power." That's when the tables turned.
You know what I saw today?
What?
Which was so crazy. It was like, I mean, maybe it wasn't that crazy, but it's like huge vape store. On the window, it said, student discount, like something like 25% student discount. I'm like, that's horrible.
That's how I know I'm really frontal lobing too, because I'm just like, I'm finally at the point where I'm so mad at myself. We talked about this in an episode, so I'll keep it whatever, but I need to make a lot of decisions for my physical health and mental health and life and future, and I'm just like, geez Louise.
God, I just thought that was so crazy. I'm like, that's like having like a senior discount at the vape store. It's like, what the hell do you mean?
Things went downhill fast. It's clear now that Canceled isn't just a podcast, it's a battlefield. Tana carries the business. Brooke carries the resentment. And after these past few episodes, people aren't asking, will they make up anymore? They're asking, how has this show even lasted this long? Here's where the truth hits hard. But this next twist? Game-changing. Tana might be late. She might be chaotic. But she shows up, she builds, she works. Brooke, on the other hand, wanted the clout without the cost. She wanted the spotlight without sharing it. The George Gate fight didn't just reveal their tension, it revealed who was really carrying the weight. They tried to bury someone else, but ended up destroying themselves. There's no way back from this, and the world knows it now. Brooke tried to make Tana look like the diva, but now the world sees it clearly. Tana was working while Brooke was watching. Tana was holding the structure together while Brooke cracked the foundation. The crowd cheered for Brooke once, but now they're starting to see the truth. And this story? It didn't end on stage. It ended with the audience realizing who the real villain was all along.